Sports Academy Award.
This program proudly brought to you by Just Jeans and Australian High Reach Rentals.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Newcastle Basketball Stadium for tonight's big National Basketball League clash between the North Melbourne Giants and the Newcastle NIB Falcons. Well, this promises to be one of the best games this year, with North Melbourne chock full of confidence and chock full of talent. The Newcastle NIB Falcons have only one win from 8 games so far this year, and they'll be keen to repeat last year's performance of an upset win over the North Melbourne Giants. With me, of course, is Terry Charlton. And Terry, this North Melbourne side are going to be awfully hard to beat tonight.
They certainly are. They're one of the most fancy teams, and picked in a pre-season poll as possibly being the NBL title holders. So Newcastle got a big job tonight. Looking at the previous record, Falcons have won 9, while the Giants have won 11. Looking at the last 2 years' results, we see that Newcastle won this game at home last year, 141 to 130. The win-loss record, both clubs have done very well in this regard. North Melbourne reaching their peak in 88, being beaten in the final by Canberra in a 2-1 series. Looking at the point statistics, really, when you compare the statistics for both teams in 1989, North Melbourne has been scoring 15 more points per game with an average of 127.3 per game compared to Newcastle's 112.2. While North Melbourne on defence has conceded 115.1 compared to Newcastle's 118.1. Key players are the twin bowlers for the Giants, Tim Dillon and Scott Fisher. What a duo they are. A little bit of a doubt about Fisher's fitness tonight, so we'll have to wait and see about that. But he's averaging 34.1 points per game. He was named the second most valuable player in 1988 to Joe Hurst, so he's some player. The second bowler is centre forward Tim Dillon at averaging 32.1 a game and 11.8 rebounds. He was named in the NBL All-Star team in 1988. Michael Johnson, I think, for the Newcastle team, coming off 44 last weekend against Perth and 36 against Adelaide, is going to be the key player tonight. He's averaging 32.1 per game, and he'll be a key player, particularly when we consider that Neil Turner will be out injured tonight, so he's got to fill that gap as well. But I think on paper North Melbourne look very strong to me, and I think they're probably the NBL title holders.
Thanks very much, Terry. Now to have a look at the starting fives and indeed the matchups tonight. Sideline eye, Dave Ankeny.
Thanks, Mike. With both the Falcons and the Giants losing 2 road games last week, I predict that tonight's encounter will be very, very fiery from the opening tip-off. Let's have a look at the starting 5 for both teams. For the Newcastle Falcons under coach Ken Cole, we have number 4, Sean Dennis, number 5, Mike Johnson, number 7, Bill Jones, number 11, newcomer Grant Kruger, and number 32, Jerry Everett. The starting 5 for the North Melbourne Giants under 1988 Coach of the Year Bruce Palmer are number 4, Mark Leader, number 6, Wayne Carroll, number 7, David Graham, and the twin boulders, number 30, Scott Fisher, and number 50, Tim Dillon. I think tonight's game will be very, very fast, as both teams are leading the league in scoring. We'll see lots of points on the scoreboard by the end of the game, and I think the team that plays the best defense and chases all the loose stuff will come up winners tonight.
Just about ready for the tip-off here at the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre. The North Melbourne Giants losing both games last week against Canberra and Illawarra by the solitary point, and the Falcons going down to Perth and the Adelaide 36ers. Should be a great game tonight. Bill Jones will have a lot of work to do against the twin bowlers Tim Dillon and Scott Fisher. But we're underway, and it's the Falcons' ball for the first time. Sean Dennis out to Chris Steele, who is starting instead of Grant Kruger. We may have said at the start that Kruger was going to hit the ball for the Falcons, but Coach Ken Cole has gone with young Chris Steele, and Dillon drives for the basket and scores the first 2 points.
Yes, and he did that all very easily, and I think Newcastle's really got to play some tough defence to hold these players out, particularly early in the game, to give them a little bit of confidence and really put it up to the North Melbourne team.
Michael Johnson now with the ball for the Falcons to Sean Dennis. Plenty of experience in this North Melbourne side. Chris Steele now to Jerry Everett. Michael Johnson now, they're working the ball around to Bill Jones, out to Chris Steele. Inside to Jones, tries to get around Dillon, does so. Gets the offensive rebound, and gets the 2 points, and it's 2-all.
And Bill Jones has been getting better every week. Mike, on the road last week, he picked up 29 rebounds in one game, which was sensational, scoring more baskets and playing very, very well.
Dillon now with a fall-away jumper, makes no mistake whatsoever, and he's going to be very tough to stop from that position. The Giants will be smarting from their two one-point losses last week, and they'll come out all guns firing. Great crowd in here at the Sports Entertainment Centre tonight. We've got a very big North Melbourne contingent with us, and they're sitting in front of the Falcons cheer squad. I don't know whether they've chosen their spot terribly carefully.
That was a defensive foul there on David Graham, the first foul of the game. It's Jerry Everett setting up the play, takes the drive to the baseline.
Fall-away jumper by Jerry Everett's good, and it's 4-all. Scott Fisher now, who comes into this game with a bit of an injury cloud, and gets the foul. Michael Johnson does.
Yes, defensive foul there, not getting good position. That'll be a side ball. Important that you get good defensive position. So Wayne Carroll, no defence there, but
David Graham now. Out to Wayne Carroll for another three-point attempt. Gets inside, gets the ball back out to David Graham for the three. Lips off the ring. Picked up by Michael Johnson. A little bit of fancy work. Came unstuck there. It was Leader and Fisher who cleaned the scraps up inside now on the Falcons. Can they get the ball back? Sean Dennis dives on it, and the Falcons mop up. Everett now to bring it down into the attacking zone. Goes inside, goes all the way. Jerry Everett can't get the first one, but gets the tap in.
Great athletic ability there. Jerry Everett actually threw the shot up, missed the shot, and picked up. Well, watch this again, and this is very difficult to do as we see him take the shot, miss, and then get the tap, which was great work.
Johnson now inside of Everett, tries to get around Dillon, does so, and gets the 2 points, and the Falcons lead by 4.
Dave, Jerry Everett looks like a man possessed early in the game.
Yes, Jerry had a very poor weekend last weekend, and I'm sure Coach Cole's had a word to him, and he's got him fired up for tonight's game. And surely the Falcons will need his offensive support if they're going to come out victors tonight.
A travel call there. Scott Fisher shuffling his feet. Good defensive pressure by Bill Jones.
Interesting to see North Melbourne picking up the Falcons full court. They want to pick the tempo up. They want to keep running. As we know, both teams are running teams, but the North Melbourne Giants certainly want to force the issue.
They'd be looking at their better bench strength too, I suppose, Dave.
Yes, that's true. They have a very good bench, and they've got 2 games this weekend. Newcastle only 1, so perhaps they will wear Newcastle down tonight.
Sean Dennis now to Chris Dill. Looking to get the pass away. Chris Dill does so to the captain, Michael Johnson. Inside now to Bill Jones. Looks for the shot. Does and gets the shot. And the Falcons still lead by 4. It's 10-6. Fisher now. Tries to get around Jones. Gets the ball back out to Dillon. Inside to Fisher once again. Great move by the Giants. And they're getting 2 points.
There's good teamwork by the two bowlers, Dillon and Fisher, moving the ball around. We watch the action replay again with Fisher taking the drive, seeing there wasn't a shot, off to Dillon, and nice quick pass back inside.
And Jerry Everett has just tapped in 2 for the Falcons, and they lead 12-8. Leader now inside to Dillon, and the foul will be on Chris Dill.
Yes, still never really knowing where the ball was there. He had his back to the ball, and just couldn't see where the ball was. Fouled Dillon in the process.
So side ball for the Giants.
I'd say it's probably Chris Steele's biggest assignment tonight, with Fisher underneath the basket now, pushing and shoving in there. North Melbourne moves around the perimeter.
David Graham. Closely attended there by Sean Dennis. Now Everett. Out to Wayne Carroll, who's in some room. Goes to the three-point bomb and makes it. All of a sudden that score cut down to a 2-point lead. The Falcons lead 12-10.
Wayne Carroll retired this year from Australian selection. Represented Australia for 10 years, and he's had a great career. We see Jerry Everett get the 2 points. Foul on David Graham. That'll be his second person. He'll go to the line for a bonus 3. We'll watch the replay here again. And too much shooting, jumping ability there for David Graham in that situation.
So Everett to the line now to try and add the extra.
There's Jerry Everett's percentage up there. Misses that one. It was intercepted by Sean Dennis.
Settles it down now, Sean Dennis. Out to Michael Johnson. He tries a 3-point bomb, and it's gone miles out. Michael Johnson hits, and the Falcons lead by 5, 17-11.
And that's exactly what Newcastle need. They need to have a good first quarter and put a little bit of pressure on the North Melbourne team as we watch the action. replay. There's the intercept there by Sean Dennis. Takes the ball back and back out to Michael Johnson.
Newcastle back in his own
Right
defense.
on the sideline.
Looks like they're in a 1-2-2 defensive alignment. They've been switching their defenses. Coach Ken Cole obviously thinks he can put North Melbourne off by switching them and perhaps not letting them go one-on-one against the smaller Newcastle lineup.
Wayne Carroll. Scott Fisher, and the foul again is on Chris Dill.
A little bit tough on Chris Dill there. At very incidental contact there, and I think the referee's got to let the game run a little bit. You're going to get body contact underneath the basket, and those sort of fouls are not required.
David Graham now. Out to Tim Dillon. Looks for the shot. Can't get it, but picked up by Scott Fisher, and the rebound by Jerry Everett. So the Falcons in attack now. Out to Michael Johnson. Well, a funny old sort of pass to Jerry Everett. The ball was slipped out of Michael Johnson's hand, and the Giants are back in possession.
I think North Melbourne defensive player got a bit of that ball too, as we see Dillon take the drive. The ball was on its downward flight. Bill Jones swats it away, but that's a violation, and 2 points count.
This is where the Falcons will miss Neil Turner tonight, an excellent shot blocker, and he certainly does intimidate the good shooters, the big men for the other team, and they'll certainly miss him underneath the basket tonight.
Michael Johnson with the shot now. Can't make a good offensive rebound by Bill Jones. He's the leading offensive rebounder per game in the National Basketball League with 8, and he showed his great strength there.
There's the shooting percentage, with Falcons shooting 63%, the Giants 63%. So both good shooting percentages.
Everett now with the rebound to Sean Dennis. On his own all the way, Sean Dennis makes the 2 points. And the Falcons stretch their lead to 21-13.
The defence actually stood off Dennis then. He said, well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to take the easy layup. A good play. Sized up the situation very, very well.
Fisher now, inside. Averaging 34.1 points per game. The leading point scorer in the National Basketball League per game is Scott Fisher. And Chris Dill has got a big job tonight on Fisher.
North Melbourne, full court pressing defence. David Graham reaching in there on Sean Dennis. Trying to force Newcastle out as far as they can as Dennis takes the jump shot, can't make it.
And Dave, this is the best start we've seen from the Falcons this year.
Yeah, it's interesting to see also that the North Melbourne Giants made a defensive change. They've actually put David Graham on to Sean Dennis, and they put Wayne Carroll on Jerry Everett. Jerry Everett just too much of a leaper for David Graham, and we see one change there already for the North Melbourne Giants.
So with nearly 5 minutes gone in the first term, the Falcons lead by 6 points here at the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre as Everett has the drive against the 2 points. And a good little bit of use of the body there too,
yes,
Jerry.
Jerry Everett looks like he's going to take on everyone one-on-one. I'd say he's got a little bit of licence, or he's got a lot of licence out there by Coach Cole.
3-point shot from Fisher unsuccessful, rebounded by Chris Dill. Quick pass to Johnson, now to Dennis, inside to Chris Dill, back to Bill Jones, flips around, but thrown out of court by Dillon, and the Falcons will retain possession. With 5:03 left of the first term, the Falcons lead 23-15. Everett now. Screen set by Bill Jones. Everett on his own. Will he go all the way? Yes. Can't make it. 2 Falcons in there trying to get the offensive rebound. Couldn't. Quickly out now. David Graham with the ball inside. A good basket. And he'll go to the line to add the extra.
That's another very poor call. I don't like to roast the referees, but it's just pointless in calling. As we see the action replay again here, Chris Dill coming across, and it virtually didn't touch his shooting arm, and he's pinged him for a foul. And I think that the game could certainly do without that.
So the substitutions being made. Chris Dill, who was 3 fouls very early in the first term, and he's being replaced by Grant Kruger as David Graham goes to the line to try and add the extra.
Yeah, very unlucky to get those fouls. There's David Graham's record, 89 shooting 84%. 88 had only an average year at 67%.
So in actual fact, they picked up a bit of a bonus there, Terry, with Wayne Carroll getting the rebound from the shot by Graham and getting 2 points. Johnson now makes the 3, Michael Johnson. Everett and Johnson on fire so far tonight. 26-19, the Falcons lead.
Bruce Palmer off the bench there and telling the defence to get to Johnson. They know he can shoot the 3-pointer, and they've got to get closer to him.
Wayne Carroll now. Loses the ball, but they'll come up with possession, the Giants. Picked up by Graham. Graham now, out to Fisher. He's at the three-point line, had an eternity to shoot that ball, and makes good. 26-22, the Falcons lead.
Interesting watching the confidence of these shooters. He actually took a step outside the three-point line to make that.
There's a big bomb from Michael Johnson. Fairly low percentage shot from out there. Inside now, Scott Fisher, an eternity under the basket, and gets the 2 points.
It's always a bit of a danger if you put the shot up too early when the rest of your teammates are not settled. That, the opposition will get the ball down quickly and make it 2, as they did there.
Gets the 2 points as Bill Jones. 4 points the Falcons lead with 3:42 left in the first term. Wayne Carroll now, Mark Leader. David Graham spreading it around now, the Giants. Inside to Dillon.
He looks for Fisher, but good defence there by Bill Jones.
Leader now, Graham with the 3-point shot. Can't make it. Rebound by Jones. Jones starting in fine fashion for the Falcons.
Yes, he certainly held his own on the defensive end and picked up some very nice rebounds.
Good defence there by Wayne Carroll, but the Falcons will retain possession.
Wayne Carroll often getting the defensive assignment in the Australian team against the good ball players, and he's got a big job to stop Everett tonight.
Everett now, trying to get around Carroll. Wants to go all the way himself, Jerry Everett. Can't do so, and picked up by Fisher. Graham now quickly out to Dillon. Dillon with a jumper, makes it top 2 points by the Marshall. And there's only a 2-point spread in the game so far. The Falcons lead 28-26. Michael Johnson with the ball for the Falcons. Inside to Jerry Everett, but tapped away by Mark Leader. And they're looking to try and push that pass inside.
Yes, well, Wayne Carroll overplaying the pass into him, and Jerry Everett did the right thing, went back door, but the pass just wasn't good enough by Michael Johnson.
Sean Dennis now.
The important thing is that they don't want to sort of sit there and just rely on Jerry Everett to score. He's got to move the ball around, get everyone contributing, and they'll stay in the game.
So a couple of substitutions for the Giants. It's number 5, Martin Clark, who comes in, and also number 14, Andrew Howie, coming in for the Giants for their first stint tonight.
Yes, Marty Clark, previously from the Australian Institute of Sport. There's Wayne Carroll, got the foul there, and that'll probably be a similar one to a couple of called on Chris Steele. And that's a bonus shot because that's the 15th foul for North Melbourne. What's your feeling on those fouls, Dave? Not much contact.
Kerry, I think you're forgetting that 2,000 people come to the game to watch the referees blow their whistle.
Comment there from sideline eye, Dave Ankeny.
And I remember Dave never fouling in those situations as well, Mike.
And never saying anything to the referees either, Terry.
There's Jerry Everett's record there, a career average of 28.7. Free throws this year, 38 from 49 down the bottom of the screen, 77%. Good all-round player, averaging 9.3 rebounds. He's had a points high for one game, 39, and that was against Hobart in the last match.
So he makes the 2, Jerry Everett.
That's 14 points to Jerry Everett in the first quarter.
It's not a bad start for the game. We're 2 minutes away from the first break. Wayne Carroll now to Clark, to Carroll, spreading it around again, the Giants, to Leader. Leader, look for the shot, can't do it. Howie now has the ball. Gets the ball out to Clark. Inside now to Fisher.
There's a 10-second warning. 30-second clock on the offensive end.
Howie with the shot, makes the 2 points. They really milked that clock down to the Giants, leaving it right for the last couple of seconds to take the shot.
Well, I think there was some good defence in there too, Mike, and the travel call there. Good defensive pressure by Marty Clark, and that's what good defence is all about, to force your opponent into errors. It's Jerry Everett's first tonight, though. He started very well in his first quarter.
Fisher with a shot, 2 points, and it's all locked up here in the first term. It's 30 apiece. Sean Dennis, full court press now by the Giants. They're really applying pressure early. Jerry Everett now gets around Leader, gets the ball out to Grant Kruger, and the youngster makes the 2 points.
Falcons will be looking to Kruger tonight with turnaround of the game. He's got to do a big job on the boards, help Bill Jones out inside.
And the chant goes up from the Giants spectators here who are following their team this weekend. Wayne Carroll with the 2-point shot makes it.
Plenty of space out there wide. Newcastle have gone to a zone defensive alignment.
Michael Johnson with the ball. A minute left in the first term. It's 32 apiece. Sean Dennis to Jerry Everett now.
Both these teams, very high-scoring teams. Jerry Everett takes the drive. Oh, yes, Kruger gets the tap. It's a good start to the young fella's game tonight. 2 good taps.
That'll give him a bit of confidence, and as you said, Terry, he's got an enormous job tonight along with Chris Dill. Marty Clark now. Inside to Fisher. Out to Leader. Now to Carroll. He goes in, gets it back to Clark. Clark with a shot and makes the 2 points. The fresh reserves have come on, and they've come on firing.
Yes, well, I think North Melbourne have got a very good bench. There's not too many poor players come off the bench, and they're going to put pressure on Newcastle right down.
Dennis now.
15 seconds.
Time for the one shot, the Falcons. Sean Dennis looking for Michael Johnson. Good defence there again by the Giants. Kruger has the ball. Bill Jones now. Bill Jones with the shot. It's a pretty ordinary attempt. Can they get it back to Falcons? No, and it's quarter time here at the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre. A very interesting first term, and the scores are locked at 34 apiece.
At the win percentage graph there at the bottom of your screen is the years, and we look at on the left-hand side the percentages, and North Melbourne in the red had a great year in 1988. They got to the final, and as we mentioned earlier, we beat Canberra in a tight series, but they've had a very good season in 87 and 86 as well. Bruce Palmer's gradually built them up, and I think they're, as we mentioned, one of the possibilities for a title this year. Looking for Newcastle's record, their best year was in 1984. When they had a 75% average, and that was when Dave Ankeny was coaching. Newcastle's poor years, worst years were in 87 and 86, and we remembered that Steve Johansson coached those teams, and they lacked a little bit of aggression, and it shows up on that win percentage graph.
They've had some great clashes over the years, Terry, haven't they? These two teams. They've had some great clashes. Some of the games going right to the wire with the decision in the last couple of seconds.
They certainly have. North Melbourne always play an entertaining style of game, Mike, and when you think that they're going to have Ray Borner come back into this team, he's out injured at the Australian centre, and what a forward line that's going to be.
It's pretty awesome, isn't it? Okay, away we go with the second half, and Jerry Everett gets the tap out, but straight to Mark Leader, to Wayne Carroll now. Back to Leader. Scott Fisher now with a 3-point shot and makes it. And for the first time in the match, the North Melbourne Giants hit the front.
That's 14 points to Scott Fisher. And that's the impressive part about Dillon and Fisher. You don't realise that they're scoring all that often. And you look down the score sheet and they've got a bundle of points.
Everett now for the Falcons. Goes all the way himself and gets the 2 points.
Coach Cole worried about the Newcastle's transition. In other words, they're not getting back quick enough from the defensive end. We know Newcastle runs well with the ball, but so does North Melbourne. So Coach Cole has stressed to his team they must get back on D. They started out on a man-to-man defense, but I should think that they'll go back into a 2-1-2 zone shortly.
So Sean Dennis comes up with a big 3 points for the Falcons, and the Falcons are back in front by 2 points, 39-37.
Yes, Sean Dennis, an excellent 3-point shooter. 48% average from that area is excellent, and he can put those up whenever he likes if there's no defence around.
Steam Train, Soul Train, Wayne Carroll.
Wayne Carroll, the only player from the 1988 Olympics that's not standing for Australian selection this year.
And no one will mind him standing out because he's given great service to the country, Terry.
He certainly has. A real character, and he's going to be a great asset for the game when his playing days are over.
Howie with the shot now for the Giants. Flips around, but Fisher's in there for the offensive rebound and makes good with the 2 points. Sean Dennis now brings it out quickly for the Falcons. Inside to Bill Jones. And a big dunk by Billy Jones.
Yes,
a good fast break.
10 points to Jones. Looking very good. Watch the action replay here. Sean Dennis getting a nice pass in, and Bill Jones, no contest there. Up he goes, the big slam dunk.
Carroll now inside to Fisher. Howie not in position. He overran the ball, but picked up by Clark, and he gets it to Leader. Leader now, and a foul's being called here.
There's an offensive foul on Marty Clark as he was going through the key way. He pushed off his defensive man.
And the substitution being made for the Giants. Tim Dillon coming back into the game, and he replaces Mark Leader.
Look at the shooting percentage there for the first quarter. The Giants an excellent 67%. Newcastle 54%. Rebounds, Falcons 12, Giants 10, and Fisher picked up 6 of those 10, so he's had a good game in that department.
Johnson inside to Everett, tries to get around Clark, tries to get the shot in, and the foul's call, and I should imagine Jerry Everett will go to the line.
Yes, Jerry Everett having a good start to the game. He's actually shooting 70% in that first quarter, Mike. We watch the replay here. Everett makes the move into the basket, and we can see Dillon gets plenty of arm.
Very good crowd in here tonight at the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre. A little bit chilly in Newcastle, and a very good crowd here from North Melbourne too, with 10:03 left in the second term. The Falcons lead 41-39.
Jerry Everett, team free throws there for 89, Newcastle 74, North Melbourne 70, so not much in that department.
Jerry Everett makes good with the first, attempted the second, lips out and picked up by Fisher.
That last foul was the third foul on Dillon, so it'll be very interesting to see if the Falcons go to his man now and try to get him out of the game.
Good rebound there by Billy Jones, but couldn't quite hang on to it.
Put on the line there.
Andrew Howie put his foot over the baseline.
He's thrown the ball away. Referee gives him a little warning. You've got to bowl the ball to the nearest sideline.
Tim Dillon marking Grant Kruger. Be anxious to see if the Falcons get the ball to Kruger. I certainly would try to use that and try to get him his fourth foul.
And that's Kruger getting that screening foul, blocking foul. Tends to do that. He's got to get that out of his game. That's just pointless. If you're going to do it, you've got to be subtle about it.
There was no subtlety there, Terry.
That's right.
Wayne Carroll now. To Fisher.
There's Dillon coming off the screen well. It's Kruger. That's a foul on Kruger. He's got his hand on him. He can't expect anything else. And that's silly play by Kruger. There it is now. Look, he's got his hand all over him on the side, and he's hit him 2 or 3 times on the wrist. I mean, what can you expect?
A substitution made by Bruce Palmer, the coach of the North Melbourne Giants. Martin Clark coming into the game. Oh, that's Mark Wright, I should say. And also David Graham back into play. Howie now. Dillon pushes off Kruger this time. Jones up too early. Dillon stalls and makes a great 2 points.
He's not too worried about his 3 fouls. He's still prepared to drive to the basket.
Everett now to Johnson. Inside to Jones. Trying to get around Howie. Jones, the rebound picked up by Dillon. Now out to Graham. North Melbourne come down the court quickly to Dillon. Looking to go inside to force Kruger now. Dillon swivels, shoots, and makes a great 2 points to Marshall. And the Giants are in front 43-42.
That's 14 points to Dillon, and I seem to read that he's deciding to take Kruger on at every occasion as Bill Jones hits the 2.
Seemed to have plenty of time for that shot.
He certainly does.
Fisher now drives hard into the basket, has to hold his progress there to get the ball out to David Graham. Big long pass out to Wright. Wright now trying to get around Dennis all the way himself. Easy 2 points, Mark Wright. Everett for the Falcons.
Where's the passing lane? Dick Kruger.
Sean Dennis with the 3. Makes it again. 100% record from the 3-point line tonight, Sean Dennis, and the Falcons are back in front. Inside now to Dillon. Dillon turns, makes the 2. Bread and butter for Tim Dillon. Long pass to Michael Johnson now. Inside to Grant Kruger. A tip there by Tim Dillon, and the Falcons will retain possession. As Bruce Palmer calls timeout, first timeout of the match. And 7:41 left in the second term. And it's 47-all here at the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre.
There's Bruce Palmer on screen there good winning record there, 64%. And he'll be trying to get his players all fired up. Now, I think he's taken the right option with Dylan. Dylan's going to the basket with every opportunity with Kruger on him, and it'll be interesting to see how Ken Cole reacts to that, Mike.
Yes, it will be interesting to see whether Cole takes Dylan on at his own game and try and force that 5-foul situation. But Bruce Palmer, being a very experienced coach, Terry, had a great season last year with the Giants. He'd been probably under a little bit of pressure with his 2 defeats last week, although by 1 point apiece. He probably wouldn't like it this close this early in the match.
No, well, he'd obviously realise he's got a very hard game here at Newcastle, and there's the shooting percentage there with Falcons 59%, Giants still maintaining that excellent percentage at 67%.
Bill Jones now for the Falcons, inside to Jerry Everett. Goes for the shot, Everett makes it, 2 points. Great 2 points under an enormous amount of pressure.
That was exactly what Coach Cole called for at the timeout. He wanted the ball to go to Jerry Everett with David Graham marking, and it paid off.
Big three-pointer by Scott Fisher, gives him 19 points. Dylan's got 16. Dylan's shooting 80%, so very high percentage shooting by this North Melbourne team.
Well, at this rate, we're certainly looking at 100-point plus for each team tonight. There's still 7 minutes to go in the second term, and they're up to nearly 50 points each.
Well, that memories of last year with that very high-scoring game, 141 to 130, as we see Kruger get the tap in. That's 6 points to Grant Kruger.
David Graham now gets the ball back out to Dylan. Dylan now gets the ordinary-looking pass back to Leader, and Mark Wright will settle things down now for the Giants. Leader to Graham at the top of the key. Now to Leader. Leader, 2-point shot, foot in the line, can't make it, comes up short. Picked up by Michael Johnson and gets it back to Bill Jones.
Falcons hustled very well in the loose ball tonight, and that could be the telling factor at the end of the game. You don't see it in the stats, but every time there's a loose ball on the floor, it's interesting which team has more desire to get that ball.
Foul there on Sean Dennis. Lost possession of the ball and then fouled his North Melbourne opponent.
Peter Hill coming in for the Falcons for the first time tonight. And he's replacing Grant Kruger, who's done a pretty good job, although given away a couple of silly fouls.
Yes, he's picked up 6 points, rebounded strongly, had a tough time against Dylan, but he'll come back, and this is the great thing about playing NBL. These young fellows, they're going to get plenty of time this year, and they've got to use it well to develop their game.
Dylan inside to Fisher, working together the boulders, and they come up with the 2 points, and they lead 52-51.
Scott Fisher and Tim Dillon both, they don't hurt you inside, they certainly can't shoot from outside. That makes them very, very good all-around players. We see Jerry Everett guarding Dillon, a bit of a mismatch, but he forced the travel on that occasion.
Sean Dennison, sensational form from the three-point line.
Yes, 3 from 3 from the three-point line. You can't do any better than that. Travel call on Bill Jones.
So a very interesting game here at the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre. The Falcons lead 54-52 as we watch the replay here.
Bill Jones makes the move and then slips and gets called for a travel. It's a little bit unfortunate.
As we see Wayne Carroll, we're seeing that from a different angle, Terry.
That's right. And, he actually pushed Dylan off there. A little bit lucky to get away with a foul, I suppose, but eventually he got called for travel.
Right now, inside to Fisher. Good defence there by Jones. Right at the top of the key to Graham. He's being attended by Peter Hill. Graham now out, that's to Wright. Wright tries to get around Johnson and comes up with the error there as he loses possession over the back line.
Yes, good defensive work there by the Falcons. Put the pressure on North Melbourne.
Very good help by Peter Hill on that occasion to force the turnover.
Michael Johnson now. Plenty of firepower on the court for the Falcons. Everett gets tapped away by David Graham, and Mark Leader did very well to pick that one up. Right now, quickly, but it's intercepted by Peter Hill, but North Melbourne will come up with possession.
Straight into the box for a little bit of refreshment.
He wouldn't have had to worry about medical attention there as he ran into the NIB Health Funds box there, Terry, so well covered. Mark Leader, and the foul will be called on Sean Dennis.
Yes, good, a little bit unfortunate there because it was good defensive help by Bill Jones. covered the situation pretty well, but unfortunately there's Dennis, as you see, coming around and actually hitting him on the arm.
And Coach Ken Cole calls his first time out for the match. We've got 4:40 left in the second term, and the Newcastle NIB Falcons lead the North Melbourne Giants 54-52.
Jerry on the foul line here, Michael in his regular 4 spot, 4 out, doesn't matter. And you two run it outside. Just run the offense regular. Throw it in. Jerry set the pick roll off to see if he can get you. If he doesn't get you, Jerry rolls down low and we get him on the other side. Go straight up and play outside.
There's the matchups on your screen there, the comparison between the two teams. With 1989 in the rebound situation, North Melbourne had a slight advantage there, 44.3 to 42.3. Free throws pretty close at the 70% range. 3-point shooting, both teams could up that a little. Newcastle and North Melbourne both shooting 36%, while from the 2-point line on the left-hand side of your screen, Newcastle shooting 46% in 89, North Melbourne 49%, which is going to give them quite an edge over the duration of a game.
North Melbourne have 4 wins and 2 losses from their 6 games. The Falcons 1 win from and 7 losses from their 8 games, and you wouldn't expect that the scoreline would be so close at this stage of the match.
Well,
Boris Vitez.
I think the teams are so good in the National League, Mike, that just depends who has a night on and who has a night off, and that's good to see. Newcastle's very, very competitive, and they're going to give all the teams a hard game this year.
Jerry Everett comes up with the error there for the Falcons, and the Giants back in possession. Wayne Carroll will bring it down the court for the Giants. Bruce Palmer, the coach of the North Melbourne Giants, a flamboyant character. On his feet there, drilling instructions to his players as David Graham gets a great pass into Mark Leader.
Yes, through the defence, and Mark Leader, no one near him, and just a nice little handoff, nice little assist to David Graham.
Johnson now, inside of Bill Jones. Fall away jumper, Bill Jones comes up short. Jerry Everett in there with the offensive rebound, but makes good the 2 points. Wayne Carroll. Been around since the inception of the National Basketball League. David Graham now going all the way, but the foul will be on Peter Hill,
yes,
and Graham will go to the line.
Peter Hill reaching in there, and that'll be a shooting foul. As we watch the action here again, see if we can pick it up. As David Graham takes the fake, goes to the basket. And you see Peter Hill right across the shoulder, so it's a good call by the referee.
David Graham, a member of the Australian Boomers basketball team.
There's his full record there, career average of 13.6. Free throws, 84% for 89, so that's very good. And I think he'll be in the Australian squad to be announced soon to play the NBA All-Stars in July. So that should be a big challenge for him.
Peter Hill with the ball for the Falcons. As we have a look at the stats this quarter, the shooting percentage, the Newcastle NIB Falcons 67%, the North Melbourne Giants 67%. Rebounds, Newcastle 15 to North Melbourne 14.
Bill Jones hitting with another 2 points. That's 14 points for the match, and a better spread of scoring with Newcastle tonight.
Graham now. Leader calling for it inside. Graham now gets the big pass out to Carroll. Carroll to Fisher. Travel called on Scott Fisher.
Yeah, a little shuffle of the feet, and doesn't like that. That's the referee now.
And Bruce Palmer really berating his players at this stage.
Very volatile coach Bruce Palmer as the ball goes inside to Bill Jones.
Michael Johnson with a shot. Gets the 2 and the Falcons lead by 4 with just over 2.5 minutes left in the second term. David Graham with a 3-point shot. Can't make it. Mark Leader can't pick up the rebound.
Oh, yes.
David Graham did exceptionally well to pick that up and made the drive and made a great 2 points for the Giants. Oh, return ball by the Falcons. Johnson and Everett.
Bruce Palmer, there's the action replay there with David Graham really getting after that ball, and I don't think he would have stopped him with a steamroller there.
David Graham on fire at the moment. And let's have a look at the replay at the other end. Here's the pass by Michael Johnson into Jerry Everett. There was a suspicion of travel there.
I think it was a little shuffle before he actually got possession of the ball, and I think that was a pretty fair call. Bruce Palmer, the North Melbourne coach, didn't like it, but I think it was. Looking at the score by quarters there, with both teams locked at 34 all at the end of the first quarter, with Newcastle opening up a 4-point margin with 2 minutes 10 remaining in this second quarter. David Graham misses with the first, which is unusual. Very good from the line, 84% as we saw recently. There's his full stats there as he puts the next one in.
And a substitution made by the Giants. David Graham having a rest now.
There's a full court pressing defence by the North Melbourne team. Wayne Carroll marking Peter Hill.
Peter Hill pushing Carroll off, gets the ball now out to Jones. Jones into Everett. Everett looking for the shot, but good defence there by the Giants. And the call there off Jerry Everett. Carroll now quickly to Vides, to right at the top of the key, out to Leader.
Important 2 minutes. Newcastle need to hold North Melbourne at bay here, hold a 3-point margin coming into half-time. It'll give a lot of confidence if they go in half-time leading this game.
Right to Leader. Over the top, Peter Hill. Inside to Scott Fisher. Gets around Jones. Misses the basket.
Jones is going to get the foul. It's 2 shots. We watch the replay here with Fisher taking the drive. You can see Jones actually holding him with the leg. So it wasn't particularly bad foul, but Fisher goes to the line. We'll look at Scott Fisher's record, averaging 27.1 career average, which is great. 1989, averaging 34.1. So he's upped his scoring average this year, 83% free throw average.
And makes it look pretty easy. So 1 point in it with 1:33 left on the clock. 62-61, the Falcons lead in the second term. Michael Johnson now.
Foul's called on Wright. I think he's going to get it. Wait for the referee to signal the number. Yes. Mark Wright, a holding foul there on Jerry Everett.
I would think the Falcons will be going to Jerry Everett on this occasion. He's got a smaller player on him, and every time that happens, we see them generally go to him.
Tries to go all the way. Jerry Everett fires up the shot, but can't make it this time. Rebound by Mark Leader. Carroll now to Leader. Out quickly to Wright. They're looking to move the ball very quickly. Jerry Everett gets it in and steps on the line as he grabbed possession of that ball, and the Giants will get possession in the attacking zone.
Yes, Newcastle need to play some good defence here in this possession.
Fisher to Wright.
Keep the pressure on.
Minute to go in the second term. Now to Leader. Leader who has been on the court for a great block shot there by Billy Jones as Boris Vidas put the shot up.
Interesting player, Vidas, who's going to the foul line now. We'll watch the action replay here again. They look inside. There's Vidas, no defence around. Bill Jones did well, got a hand of that, and then you see Jerry Everett reaching in from behind and fouling. But Vidas playing in the Italian League, originally from Melbourne, and he's been recruited to play this year. So hasn't seen much score time, but he's playing a very high standard of basketball in Europe.
And misses his second, but Fisher gets the ball back, and a costly error there for the Falcons.
It's 25 points to Fisher.
Sean Dennis now. Boris Vidas really pressing him. We've got 46 seconds left in the second term. And the Giants lead by 2.
Play some offense, keep the ball going.
Sean Dennis now with a 2-point shot, tipped away by Vidas and then knocked back by Mark Leader, but Vidas couldn't hang on to it, and the Falcons get the ball back.
Ken Cole says, what about the foul, the shooting foul?
Bill Jones.
34 seconds on the clock, so Newcastle can work this clock down. Just take the one shot.
Jerry Everett now to Bill Jones.
They still need to have some movement away from the ball.
To Peter Hill at the top of the key to Everett.
Plenty of time, 21 seconds.
To Sean Dennis now.
Michael Johnson looking to come off the screen. Mark Leader doing a good job on him. Doesn't have to shoot. Didn't have to shoot the ball there.
Peters now, but knocked away by
good
Sean
action
Dennis.
by Sean Dennis.
So we've got 4 seconds left on the clock. So North Melbourne will get one shot away. And they lead by 2.
North Melbourne running a set play from here at number 1. Not sure who they're looking for.
Fisher now with the shot. can't make it, and there is the half-time hooter. And the scores here at the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre in a very entertaining game of basketball. The North Melbourne Giants lead the Newcastle NIB Falcons 64-62.
With me is Coach Bruce Palmer of the North Melbourne Giants. And Coach, having 2 games on the weekend, do you change your tactics at all in the first game so that your players might have a little bit of rest for game 2?
Not at all, David, unless we get up so much in the latter part of the game where we can rest some of our starters. But no, we always think we come out with a philosophy of get the first game. You know, if we want to split on a road trip, first game we're all fresh.
Right. Now remembering that you're on the air now, what did you tell your players that they have to do to win this game in the second half?
We got to really shore up our defense. I think our on-ball pressure is poor. Second shots, Jerry Everett, you know, there's not many people in the league that contain Jerry, but I thought our understanding of when to help and when to double and then the close out after a double was bad. We got to pick it up. We got to play a little more urgency.
Great. Thanks very much, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you.
Coach, you must be real happy with the intensity and the fire of the boys. They're playing very, very well as far as the hustle department goes. What do they need to pull this win?
Well, we need to get a good third quarter. We've outscored teams 6 of the 8 games we've played in the fourth quarter. If we can maintain defensive intensity this quarter and just stay within our offense, we'll be all right.
Great. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
So only 2 points the difference here at the Sports Entertainment Centre in Newcastle as the tip-off goes underway for the start of the second half. David Graham with the ball for the Giants. The Giants lead 64-62. Graham now with the ball. The big long pass out to Wayne Carroll. Carroll with a 3-point shot, can't make it, and Everett comes up with a rebound. Quickly out to Sean Dennis. Sean Dennis now. Pass over to Michael Johnson. He really had to scramble for that one. Grant Kruger.
Good effort there by Michael Johnson to get back that ball. It looked like it was going out of bounds. Sean Dennis looking inside. There's Bill Jones, takes the shot. Can't make it. Michael Johnson gets his hand to the ball. As we see the statistics come up from the first half, Giants leading in the shooting department 64% to 59%. The rebounds very even with Giants leading 18 to 16. Turnovers, Giants 11 to 10. And assists, Giants are leading 13 to 11. So nothing in those statistics. Steals, 3 apiece.
Well, Sean Dennis really came out and did some great work there. He got a ball off Tim Dillon, then went up the other court, missed a layup, and then he really scrambled and got the ball back for the Falcons. Let's have a look here. He missed his simple layup, which he has been a little bit at fault in the last couple of games of missing those little
yes, well, plenty of defensive pressure around him, Mike, and just put him off his sights there a little bit. But we'll look at the high scorers there for the half, with Everett 23 and Jones 14 for Newcastle, while the twin bowlers, Fisher 25 and Dillon 16, having excellent games.
Graham now into Mark Leader. Goes up early, Bill Jones. Gets the 2 points, Mark Leader, and gets a little shove from Jerry Everett.
Yeah, that's another one of those fouls that should never be called. And Mark Leader will get the 2 and go to the line.
I think Mark Leader was even surprised on that call, Terry.
Yeah, they had 3 or 4 of those tonight as we see Mark Leader step to the line. He's 89 average, 68% for the line, and 88 wasn't much better at 63. So he's a very experienced player, and he'll be looking to increase that this year.
So makes no mistake with that shot. Bill Jones and Sean Dennis combined to bring the ball into play for the Falcons, and they're behind by 5. Michael Johnson now gets around Leader, goes for the shot. Johnson can't make it. Leader picks up the rebound. He's been a busy player. Dillon now all over here. 2 points and a big slam dunk.
Watch the replay here with Fisher into Dillon. 1 step and bang.
Out they break again, the Giants. David Graham this time. Can he get it into Dillon? He does so, and then he goes again, Dillon. And they're starting to stretch their lead now. That's the biggest gap, biggest margin of the match for the Giants. They lead by 9.
North Melbourne's come out fired up, and Ken Cole's gone to a timeout. Team looking a little bit shell-shocked at the moment.
So at 10:06 left in the third term, the Giants lead 71-62.
Very poor play, man. Very poor. What I think is good, we've made a horrible mess this end. We took 1-out shots again. We never made easy ones, and we're not jumping on the defence. We did everything wrong. Okay, now here we go again.
teams to play some defence there. As we see the highest score margins, Newcastle led by 8 when the score was 23-15, and Melbourne had a 9-point lead when the score was 71-62. So a crucial period here. North Melbourne come out. Dave, how did Bruce Palmer see that? He'd be very happy.
Well, they've come out with one of their 21 defences, which I'm not sure exactly what that one is at the moment, but we do see that they have about 8 to 10 cards in front of me, all with numbers. And he flashes them to his players. He's just about to do now to his team on the court, and they have to respond to that by playing that particular defense.
Grant Kruger with a great rebound there for the Falcons. Now to Everett, to Dennis. The three-point shot from Sean Dennis is good, and the Falcons creep a little closer. It's a great game. This game of basketball in the National Basketball League, it can change very, very quickly.
We can, as we see the action replay here with Sean Dennis, plenty of space, and he's an excellent three-pointer as Jerry Everett. Falcons have stolen the ball and have scored again, so they're right back into the game. It's amazing how quickly the game can turn around. 9-point deficit down to 2.
Well, we can see how important that timeout was for the Falcons. Quick timeout, get the troops together, and they come back and get right back into this ball game. And here we go with another steal.
And the Falcons ball. Wayne Carroll tipped the ball and it hit the line. That's out, said referee John Payne.
Watch the steal here by Bill Jones. Got around behind Clear. He was certainly away from the man, and that was nearly a foul on Fisher, but good work by Bill Jones.
Jerry Everett with the 2 points, and the ball game's all tied up. 71 apiece.
That's an amazing turnaround in about a minute's play. They've turned around a 9-point deficit to tie the score at 71 all. Great play, Falcons.
Graham now into Dillon. Tries to get around, and Sean Dennis over the top. Just exuberance, Terry, as we watch the replay.
Yes, coming in over the back. No point in actually coming in that hard. He's just got to jump in a straight plane so that the player doesn't fall into him. As Tim Dillon goes to the line, you can see all these statistics there. Averaging 33 career-wise, 32.6 this year. So very comparable. 78% free throw average down the bottom.
2 from 2, the Marshall. And the Giants lead by 2. Everett now for the Falcons. Can they get back on equal terms once again? Some solid defence there, and between Kruger and Graham. Dennis shows the ball over the top to Johnson.
North Melbourne pushing Newcastle a little bit.
Jones now tries to get around Fisher, goes to the drive, gets the 2 points, and will go to the line to add the extra.
Yes, nice move there by Bill Jones. Fisher gets the foul. We watch this again. As soon as he got it, he took the step, and Fisher all over the top of him. Chance for a three-pointer. We watch the replay here again. Makes the extra point. 17 points to Bill Jones.
So the Falcons hit the front. Well, it really can change around. Fisher now. To
Grant
David
Kruger
Graham.
really getting into Tim Dillon. He's not, you would never know that he's a rookie in the league. He's giving him everything he has. It's good to see.
Great pass by David Graham into Mark Leader. Can't make the first time, against the second. But he will go to the line to try and add an extra. So it's all happening at both ends of the court as we watch the replay now. There's the pass by David Graham into Leader. He misses the first, gets the offensive rebound and knocks it in the hole for 2. They're trying to add the extra and give the North Melbourne Giants a 2-point break, which he does. Jerry Everett now very casually takes it down. The alley-oop, can't get it between Johnson and Everett. Looking for the big alley-oop now. Changed down to the other end of the court. Leader back into Dillon. Great play by the Giants. Great reply. And they lead 78-74.
Let's watch the replay here again as David Graham gets the ball over to Leader. Plenty of space, a little fake, and there goes Dillon for the 2.
So at the other end of the court, Michael Johnson attempting to get around David Graham, and Graham got the foul.
Watch the replay here again as Michael Johnson taking the tripped there, only accidental, but classed as a foul.
Knocked out of court by Wayne Carroll. The Falcons ball again. 5 minutes gone in the third term. Sean Dennis for the Falcons. Kruger trying to set the screen, can't do so. Dennis now to the right-hand side. Gets it inside of Bill Jones.
Yes, good defence there by North Melbourne double team. Kruger in, can't make the most of it. Jerry Everett finishes it off. 29 points to Everett.
Leader. And the defensive foul on Sean Dennis. And with 6:58 left in the third term, the Giants lead 78-76.
Substitution there with the Falcons. Kruger with 4 fouls comes out of the game. Peter Hill comes in. So big job for Peter Hill.
Fisher now turns and shoots. Jones gets the foul, and Fisher will go to the line. That's Bill Jones' third foul for the evening.
Yes, that spells a little bit of trouble for the Falcons. Jones, a key player, on 3 fouls. There's the percentage there with an excellent average, 27, averaging 29.3 this year, and free throw percentage 83, rebound average 12.8.
And gets one for his trouble. Scott Fisher there.
That's his first points for the third quarter, but 26 points for the game.
Dennis now, closely contested there by Wayne Carroll. Peter Hill. Michael Johnson. Peter Hill now trying to get around Tim Dillon. Gets the ball into Jones. Jones with a shot now from inside. Can he make it?
Everett gets the tap. Nice move by Jones. It's the shooting percentage there with Falcons 55, Giants 63. Good rebound there by Bill Jones.
It's only a point in it. Falcons back in possession.
Here's an interesting matchup. We have Tim Dillon, the center, a 6'9", guarding 6'2" Peter Hill in the backcourt.
Well fielded by the youngster in the box. Michael Johnson now into Jerry Everett. Everett trying to get around Fisher, goes all the way. Jerry Everett makes a great 2 points. And the Falcons are back in front, 80-79.
Watch the action replay there with Everett, that blistering speed, and gets past 2 defenders.
And the other end of the court, Scott Fisher did the same thing, and now the Giants are back in front by the point, 81-80. Everett gets the ball in now to Bill Jones. Gets the ball out to Michael Johnson. Johnson with a shot. Can't make it. Picked up by Peter Hill. Peter Hill now. Will he have a shot? No, he gets the ball out to Michael Johnson. Second attempt for Michael Johnson. Makes it this time. And the Falcons lead once more.
10 points to Michael Johnson.
Knocked away by Jerry Everett. Good defence there. And a substitution being made for the North Melbourne Giants. Mark Ryder is coming into the game. And he replaces David Graham. This time the foul's on Bill Jones. And,
well, that's an unbelievable call. They're all lined up along the court, and I'm sure this referee really doesn't know much about basketball.
So the Falcons carry a little bit of strife. You've got Jones on 4 fouls, Kruger on 4 fouls, Chris Dillon, Sean Dennis on 3 apiece.
Well, 8 players were bumping bodies then, and to come up with a foul like in that situation, it's unbelievable. There's the foul board there with Bill Jones, number 7. 4 fouls, 4 lights next to his name. 1 more and he's out of the game. Coach Cole's going to leave him there by the looks of it. He realised that he's got to leave him in the game as Fisher gets the first. Scott Fisher shooting in the 80% for his free throws.
It makes those 2 quite comfortably. And the Giants now lead by the point.
Big decision by the coach here, Dave, whether he takes Bill Jones out and gives him a spell.
Well, I'd certainly be thinking about getting him out, and I think that's what the move is now. I think Chris Steele will be coming in for Bill Jones, keep him for the 4th quarter. Much too long to leave him on the court at this stage.
You see Fisher looking to take Jones on there. He realises he's got 4 fouls.
Yes, he certainly backed down to that one.
We can hear Coach Palmer calling to the North Melbourne Giants, give it to Fisher, because they realize Bill Jones is on 4 fouls.
And the substitution will be made now for the Falcons. Chris Dill coming into the game, and he certainly is going to replace Bill Jones.
That's Bruce Palmer going off there at Mark Wright, the guard. He's the playmaker, and he wants the ball into Fisher. As we see the replay, Johnson's three-point shot. Up it goes. Beautiful. Nice technique. No one does it better.
Chris Dill now. Michael Johnson to Sean Dennis. Trying to look inside for Jerry Everett, and this time the foul has been called on Mark Wright.
Palmer wants Wright out of there, and he's going to bring... no, he's bringing Dillon out. David Graham coming in, so that's an interesting substitution.
Everett now. Trying to go right around, trying to go all the way himself. Jerry Everett falls away with a jumper and gets the 2. And the Falcons now, after being 9 points down at one stage during this third term, lead by 4. 87-83.
35 points to Everett.
It's a bigger comeback than Lazarus. Mark Wright now. Wayne Carroll gets the shot in, narrows the gap to 2. Not too many times Soul Train to miss from that spot, Terry.
No, 9 points. Been pacing himself a little bit, and he realised when you've got 2 hot shooters like Diller and Fisher, you don't have to score that many, but you've got to score the crucial ones.
Right now, as the Falcons turn it over, Mark Wright in possession to Fisher. Been guarded there by Chris Dill on 3 fouls himself. Mark leader now, out to Wayne Carroll, 3-point shot. Can't make it, rebound by Michael Johnson. 3:44 left in the third term. The Falcons lead by 2. Steele to Johnson at the top of the key. Goes around now with a shot, the 2-point shot. Jerry Everett's in there. And a pretty ordinary looking hook shot, but gets the 2 points.
Well, that was very interesting because he was on the left-hand side of the basket and actually flicked it in on the right-hand side. So that's good skill. Let's see it again with Michael Johnson taking the drive, getting a pretty ordinary shot, but Everett right there and flicking a nice ball into the basket.
At the other end of the court, Jerry Everett and David Graham scramble for the ball, and Graham's come up with a charging foul. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at the Everett shot once more. Johnson with a pretty ordinary attempt. Jerry just off the top of the fingers and rolls it in. 2 points. That brings up his 37th point for the game. The substitution's been wielded all over the place here. David Graham having a spell for the Giants once more as Boris Vitez comes in.
Yes, David Graham with 4 personal fouls. There's Bruce Palmer calling out instructions.
Let's have a look at the score by quarters, Terry.
Yes, 34 each at quarter time. 2 points difference. North Melbourne leading 64-62 at the half. And we look at Newcastle leading 89-85 in the third quarter with 3 minutes remaining.
They've just stretched that lead now to 91-85 as Michael Johnson got those 2 points. Boris Vitez now with the ball at the top. Wayne Carroll, he'll shoot from there and won't miss from there. 2 points to Wayne Carroll. Narrows the gap to 4. Just 2.5 minutes left in the third term. And Dave King, Coach Ken Cole said at the start of this third term that he didn't want his players to go to sleep. They've made a great comeback in this term. We've lost communication down there with Dave Ankeny at this stage as Jerry Everett picks up the rebound, drops the ball and drop kicks it over the back line. Giants in possession.
Yes, this Cole giving instructions. Falcons got to hang in. Every possession that North Melbourne have, just play good, tight defence, work hard, and just see if they can pull this big win off.
Dillon with the 2 points. So the crowd can sense that this game might go all the way to the wire here. Which would be great for the local spectators. They haven't had much to cheer about this season. 1 win from 8 games so far for the Falcons. Everett now.
All been close losses. They haven't lost by very many points in any game, so they're very, very competitive.
Chris Steele inside, plenty of time, and makes the 2 points. Seem to be in there for a fortnight.
Yes, his first 2 points of the match, but a crucial 2 points.
Vitez to Dillon. Inside to Fisher now. Can he get around? Chris Dill can do so and picks up the 2 points.
It's 32 to Fisher.
Dennis to Johnson. 1.5 minutes left in the term.
Yes.
Inside to Chris Dill once again.
Yes.
Gets the shot up. No score. The referee.
That's unfortunate. Referee's ruled no shots, so let's watch the replay here again. No, the referee is right. The ball hadn't left his hand when he took the charge. We watch it again. Ball goes into steal, and you can watch here the ball hasn't left his hand when he's charged the player. So excellent call by the referee there. Split decisions there, Dave, but the replay showed that it was definitely a charging foul before the shot.
Well, I'm glad you had a look at that one, Terry, because it certainly looked like a dubious call to me down here.
Inside, Fisher once again gets the 2 points, and the ball game's all tied up, and Fisher will go to the line. And that's it for Chris Dill tonight. He came on to help Bill Jones, who was in foul strife, and ended up drawing another 2 fouls himself, and he will sit the rest of the match out, Terry.
Yeah, I felt a bit sorry for Chris because I think 4 of those 5 fouls were pretty ordinary by the referee, and it was a little bit unfortunate tonight.
And I noticed down on the sideline, Dave, there, Coach Ken Cole and assistant coach Dennis Kibble having a fair chat to see who they're going to bring on.
Well, he has 1 minute to go before he puts one in here, and I think, well, he's going with the new one. I thought Grant Kruger would get the call here, but he's got someone else coming in, and he's certainly put him under a little bit of pressure here with 1 minute and 15 to go in the 3rd quarter.
James Carr's never played a more important game than the one he's going to play tonight. He's got to go in there and match it with the big guys. 18 years of age, first year in the NBL.
And Terry, if my memory serves me correctly, this is the first time he's hit the floor at home this season.
I think he might have played a couple of minutes, Mike, but certainly hasn't played much time. And this is a very important stage of the game. Game all tied up, 93 apiece.
Fisher now to put the Giants in front, does so. 1:15 left on the clock in the 3rd term. Sean Dennis now. Wayne Carroll in hot pursuit.
Obviously, Coach Cole doesn't want Grant Kruger or Bill Jones in that 5th foul, and that's why he's made the substitution as Wade did.
Oh, in and out. Bad luck for Peter Hill. 57 seconds remaining. Got to hold North Melbourne down as Peters takes the drive.
And gets the 2 points. Jerry Everett couldn't tip it away.
There's the number 10. There's the defence.
You see a number 10 coming up from assistant coach Vines. He's getting the defensive assignments to his team. And I'm sure glad that they didn't have those in our day, Terry, because I think the ball would be up and down the court 3 times before he realized what we were doing.
That's right. We wouldn't have been able to remember. Oh, big
Jerry
steal.
Everett gets the 2 points around the back, Jerry Everett, and it's a point in it.
23 seconds
to go.
Got to hold North Melbourne out now. Play good defence. Don't foul. No
Carroll
point in
now.
fouling.
DeVitas with a 3-point shot. Can't make it. Can the Falcons get possession? Can't do so as Jerry Everett knocks it over the sideline. And the Giants will have it from the side with 12 seconds left on the clock in the 3rd term.
Coach Bruce Palmer says 1 shot. Holds the finger up.
Carroll to Dillon. Carroll gets the ball back, looking inside for Fisher. Good defence there by James Carr. Mark Leader with a shot now for the Giants. And the foul has been called on James Carr, I think it is. And the Giants will go to the line with 5 seconds left on the clock.
That's a 1-on-1. One thing about this referee, I suppose, he's been calling consistently bad all night.
As Terry Charlton has a little chuckle to himself here, and Scott Fisher stretches the Giants' lead by 2. 97-95, Fisher now to make it 3. 5 seconds left on the clock. The Falcons have got time to squeeze away a shot. It goes to Everett. 3 seconds. Will he get it away? It's a 3-pointer. 10! Oh, yes! Jerry Everett has tied the ball game up here at the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre. Jerry Everett has had his sensational best. And the score at the end of the 3rd term is 98 apiece. Before we go to the break, let's have a look, Terry. Take us through this one.
Only a second remaining in the game, and he's taken the shot right from the sideline. Plenty of pressure. You couldn't blame the defence. Nice high ball. Never looked like missing. And that's even the score at 98 apiece. Going into the final quarter. What a game.
Just as we head into the final term here at the Sports Entertainment Centre in Newcastle, with the scores locked at 98 all, our Just Jeans Player of the Match competition, and the winner of the Just Jeans man of the match in the Hobart game was Jerry Everett, and Dylan Bushnell from Blue Haven on the Central Coast answered that correctly. Congratulations, Dylan. You have won a $100 voucher at any Just Jeans store. And of course tonight, Terry, plenty of players in contention here. You've got the twin bowlers from North Melbourne, and Jerry Everett's having a sensational game for the Falcons.
It's been a great game, Mike. I wouldn't like to pick it. I think there's probably 5 or 6 players, and they could all be stars at the end of this game if we see who comes out winners. Dave, how did the coaches see it?
The Coach Cole, first thing he did was made his assignments. He wants them to know exactly who they have. He's still worried about them getting back on defense. Fourth quarter, they're a little bit tired. He wants them to get back. But an interesting point that he made is that the Falcons have outscored their opposition 6 of the 8 games in the last quarter. So he feels that they're fit enough to carry on with the job.
And to just finish the Just G's, remember that you can pick a player from either team as your player of the match. Put your player's choice on the back of an envelope along with your name and address address it to NBN, Just Jeans NBN Player of the Match competition. P.O. Box 1000, Newcastle 2300. We'd love to hear from you, as we hope that you really enjoy Saturday night shootout here on NBN.
Yes, James Carr getting the foul there, just going over the back of Tim Dillon, and that's a big assignment. He picked up a nice rebound earlier in this quarter. We look at the stats there, with Falcons shooting 55%, Giants 60%, so that's both good percentages. Rebounds, Falcons 29-28. We've got 15 offensive rebounds to North Melbourne's 9.
Leader inside to Dillon. Dillon with a shot as Sean Dennis comes over the top. Dillon gets the 2 points.
Interesting from the last quarter too, North Melbourne picked up 10 from the line compared to our 1.
Michael Johnson now, key player in this final term, gets the ball back to James Carr. Sean Dennis with plenty of time for the 3-point shot. Makes it good. And the Falcons hit the front by a point, 101-100.
He's been immaculate from the line. He's actually scored 5 3-pointers, 5 out of 5. Travels ball on Fisher.
And this is the pressure of a game that's so close going into the final term.
It certainly is, and it's been a great game all round, and this will be a great finish to it.
Pass there by Michael Johnson, a tip there by leader of the Falcons, retained possession as Bruce Palmer, the coach of the North Melbourne Giants, calls timeout with the Falcons leading 101-100 with 10:28 left in the match.
Yes, well, certainly really a pressure game here, and Falcons are looking good, and I felt that they're moving the ball around. Everyone's contributing a little bit more in the scoring line, and I think they've got every chance to win this game. North Melbourne look a little bit out of sorts. Bruce Palmer is, as you can see there on screen, shaking his head, calling on his players to do what he tells, and I think they're under a little bit of pressure at the moment, and if Falcons can play well over this next few minutes, they've got every chance to take this game.
In a situation where the match is so close, Terry, with those 2 games from last weekend that they dropped by a point each against Canberra and Illawarra, be playing on their minds at all?
Well, I don't think so. I think that'll be well at the back of their minds, but it is a confidence game, and Palmer will be a little bit worried. He realises he's playing in the home court of the Falcons, and they're very hard to beat here at any time, and as Dave mentioned earlier, that Newcastle have always come home well in this last quarter this season, and they've got every chance to win the game.
Dave, any instructions there from Ken Cole?
Coach Ken Cole wants him to look for Mike Johnson on the side here, and we'll see if the double pick comes. They feel that he's going to have the hot hand in the last quarter.
James Carr, good pass into Michael Johnson. Johnson with the shot. Makes it. Dave Anthony, you're a genius, along with Coach Ken Cole. Mark Leader now, inside to Dillon, gets the push off there.
That's their action replay here with Michael Johnson taking the drive to the baseline. Fisher close to him, but puts the 2 away.
And at the other end, Dillon got the 2. So the Falcons lead by the single point, 103-102, as Sean Dennis tries to get around David Graham. And all he does is career over the baseline.
Here's North Melbourne getting the ball down. They want to take the fast break at every opportunity. Good team to watch is Wayne Carroll, plenty of space.
Tipped in by Dillon.
32 points to Dillon.
And the Giants back in front.
37 points to Fisher. So the twin bowlers have done very well.
Good defence there by the Giants. Poor pass by Peter Hill. Very fortunate to get the ball back. Now to Michael Johnson with the 3-point shot. Can he make it? Can't. And a rebound there by Leader. They look to break out quickly again. Goes all the way, gets the ball to Dillon. Dillon takes his eyes off it.
Yeah,
now Peter Hill with the ball. Gets it out to Michael Johnson. Looks to go back inside. Is he going to be forced to take the shot himself? Can't get it. Peter Hill with a tap in. Well played, Peter Hill.
First points for the game, Peter Hill.
They get the turnover again. Michael Johnson now. 3-on-2. Johnson with a three-point shot from nowhere. Now the Giants in position. They run it.
North Melbourne got plenty of overlap here.
David Graham with a shot. It lifts out. Sean Dennis now. It's run, gun, and have some fun basketball here at the stadium at the moment. Jerry Everett now. Can he go all the way? And the foul's been drawn by Leader. No score.
No score. Foul on Leader. Very exciting game. Both teams running the fast break. See the action here with Jerry Everett getting past Leader and pushing him well before the shot. So good call there by the referee.
Boris Peters coming in to replace Dylan. Dylan again spending some time on the bench. He's only had 3 fouls against his name.
He'll only leave him off for a couple of minutes to get him to gasp a few breaths, and so he's there for the crucial final minutes.
I think we might need some oxygen if this game goes all the way to the wire, Terry. Everett gets the travelling call, and the Giants back him. Oh, Peter Hill knocks David Graham nearly into their sideline eye. Dave Ankeny down there, and over exuberance there.
It certainly was. It's only the second team foul, so no real harm done. Aggressive frame of mind.
And the Falcons foul board looks like a Christmas tree. There's that many lights up on it at the moment. Peter Hill gets his third foul. Wayne Carroll in possession to David Graham now. To Leader. Oh, good defence there by Sean Dennis, and the Falcons get the ball back. James Carr, good pass out to Dennis. Thought about the shot. Goes around now. Peter Hill in space, but he goes to Michael Johnson's flank.
This Carr sets the screen for Johnson.
To Peter Hill, to Sean Dennis. Again, plenty of firepower out there. He goes all the way. Sean Dennis, he's a little scrapper and gets the ball back. Johnson, the free throw line, and can't get it as it lips out. Falcons lead by 1 with 7.5 minutes to go on the match. Graham, slapping foul there by James Carr. A little bit of inexperience there.
Yep. Right over the top of the back of Fisher. It's 3 personal fouls for Carr. Be interesting to see how long Cole leaves Jones off the court.
David Graham now. The experienced players such as Graham and Carroll will really need to be on their best game here at the moment. Graham goes for the shot, can't get it. Rebound there by James Carr, he's done well. Gets it to Peter Hill, fast break out again by the Falcons, goes all the way, gets the ball out to Sean Dennis, 2-point shot, makes it!
Just the 2 points. Immaculate shooting by Sean Dennis. Dave, how would you see Jones sitting on the bench? Would you get him back into the game at this stage?
Well, I think they're going to have to get him back in sooner or later. Time's ticking away. And then we see another turnover. And the Falcon defense certainly have played very, very well in this quarter. They're hustling after everyone, and they surely want to win this a little bit more than North Melbourne at the moment.
Sean Dennis now starting to come of age as a player in the National Basketball League. He's a great shooter, as you've seen tonight. Gets it tipped away. Everett with the rebound now. Can he get back inside? Gets the shot up. Can't get it. In there scrapping the Falcons, and it's finally picked up by Leader. Leader to Carroll. Carroll to Graham now. Peters went inside. Graham now going all the way. Gets it into Fisher. James Carr with a jump but can't get it. Experienced Fisher and gets the 2, and the Falcons lead by a point. Everett now gets around Leader. Goes all the way and the foul. And the 2 counts. And Everett will go to the line and try and have the extras. So it's all happening here at the stadium as we watch that again.
Replay there, and a definite foul. There's the pass again from Peter Hill, across to Everett, takes the fake, and pushed in the act of shooting, so he goes to the line. Can he make it? 3 points.
Does so, and the Falcons lead by 4.
That's 45 points for Jerry Everett. Immaculate 3-point shooting by the Falcons. They've shot 9 from 11, and Sean Dennis shot 5 from 5, as we see Fisher hit with 2.
Fisher and Dillon, obviously the danger men, along with Carroll and Graham for the Giants. Everett now to Johnson. To Sean Dennis. Everett looking inside. Oh, nearly a sensational basket there by Jerry Everett. They'll try anything, the Falcons, at the moment. It nearly came off. And Peter Hill gets the foul on David Graham as Graham drives to the offensive area.
I think that'll be side ball. Wasn't shooting.
6:05 left in this very exciting match. The Falcons lead by 2, 110-108. James Carr having a rest now. Bill Jones back in the game.
Yes, that's a good substitution. 6 minutes remaining. I think Jones needed to get back in there. He'll oppose Dillon.
Leader now, inside, gets it to Dillon. Jones staying out of the way, which he's got to do. And the scores are locked. 5:55 left in the match. The score is 110 apiece. If you've got a weak ticky, you shouldn't be at the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre as this game's going all the way to the wire. Michael Johnson now to Jerry Everett. Everett with a shot. The Falcons back in front.
47 points, Everett. Got to play good defence, and they have played good defence in this this quarter.
Carroll to Leader. Leader's been unobtrusive, but he's certainly done his job well tonight.
Oh, yes.
Dillon tipped away by
Good block,
Jones.
look.
That's
it,
Dax
good
on the
scrap.
middle. Sean Dennis comes up with the ball to Jones.
Yes, good work, Falcons. Good defence.
Peter Hill, quick pass out to Michael Johnson into Jerry Everett. Yes, 3 points. And the Falcons again lead by 4 points. And the crowd goes absolutely berserk.
A big assist there by Michael Johnson. Nice pass. Let's put the pressure on. Watch the action here again as Jerry Everett finished up a beautiful pass there from Michael Johnson.
David Graham back to live action. Rebound by Jerry Everett. Falcons now have a chance to stretch their lead to 6. Everett now.
Just settle it down, play the offense. Let's get a few passes in the action.
Jerry says, I'll do all this myself. Gets it up. They can't get the rebound. They must play team ball from here on in, Jerry.
Yes, no need to force that shot as David Graham comes down and puts two away. There's the shooting percentage with Newcastle 53, the Giants 62.
Tapped away by Maguire, and the Falcons will retain possession as Bruce Palmer gives the ball back to Jerry Everett. And Coach Ken Cole calls timeout here at a pretty crucial stage. We've got 4 minutes, 21 seconds left on the clock. The Falcons lead by 2 points, 114-112.
Look, 2 guys had that offensive rebound. Talk to each other. That's all right, Ed. We make that sort of effort. There's no problem with it. Keep recovering on the D's. On the offense, you've got Michael in 4. Jerry, you're running over in the cleaning spot. You're happy over there. Well, it doesn't matter out of you three. Whoever gets in there. Yeah. But Billy, you get onto the foul line and give us that target so we've got something to run on. Push the ball hard offensively around. The switch comes and you've got 2 men on you. Get it off to the next player. Don't stand and expect the ball to come back. You get open and get it back. Come on. So when that comes, hey, pay the price on this defensive end.
Paid the price on the defensive end, and they've done a good job in that regard. As you can see, the score by quarter there, it's been a magnificent game. 34 apiece of the first quarter. Newcastle trail by 2 at half-time, 62-64. Level at third quarter, 98 apiece. And here we go with Newcastle leading 114-112.
Bruce Palmer a little bit worried down there, Dave.
Yes, Coach Palmer is obviously a little bit concerned after 2 narrow losses last weekend. He's made one change. He's put David Graham on Jerry Everett, which I'm a little bit surprised at with Jerry's leaping ability.
So Peter Hill gets the chance at the line and a chance for the Falcons to stretch their lead to 4.
Yes, quite a good shooter, Peter Hill, from the line. Very important, these two. Look at his percentage there, 89. He's only had 5 from 6, but it's a nice, pure shooter.
Peter Hill now trying to make it 2 out of 2. And
yes.
does so. And the Falcons lead by 4.
Yes, play the defence now.
4 minutes left in the match. Wayne Carroll with the ball for the
shooting
Giants.
percentage there with Newcastle 39 compared to Melbourne's 54 in this quarter only.
David Graham now goes himself, gets the shot up and makes the 2.
David Graham, a very good pressure player, and he's a player that's always prepared to take the last shot.
Sean Dennis. Wayne Carroll in attention. Now to Michael Johnson. Bill Jones trying to set the screen to Sean Dennis, to Peter Hill. Jones very keen to get inside. Hill now. Nearly tapped away there by leader. Jones comes up with a bit of fumble, but retains possession inside to Sean Dennis. Sean over the top, but picked up by Jerry Everett, and he gets the 2 points.
51 points to Jerry Everett. That's a good score. Not a good score, it's an excellent score.
I'd be happy with that, Terry, at any game.
Looking very tired, but it's only 3 minutes to play. Been a good team defensive effort in this quarter.
David Graham now. 3-point attempt from Graham. That's short. Nash back, got back by Dillon, but Carroll knocks it over the sideline. And the Falcons now with a real opportunity to press an advantage here. 3 minutes exactly left on the clock, and they lead by 4.
Yes, let's have a few passes in the offense.
Peter Hill.
Keep the ball moving. Work with a good shot.
No time to turn the ball over here now. I've got to make it count the Falcons. Peter Hill to Michael Johnson. Bill Jones with a screen, gets it back, Jones. Now into Dennis. Dennis with the shot, can't get it. Everett, he can't tap it in. Finally picked up by leader, and Everett will get the foul.
Foul luck there. Good jumping effort there by Jerry Everett. Putting everything into it. Just couldn't pull it off. Let's watch the action replay. Sean Dennis, a nice little hook shot. Everett's got his hand on the ball once, twice, and fouling on the 3rd time. A little bit unlucky. He had the inside running, I thought.
And Mark Leader will go to the line on the 1-on-1 situation.
Oh, so that was the 5th team foul.
Pressure now on North Melbourne Giants to hit these free throws. It's a good way to put points on the board, but if you miss the first one, it gives Newcastle the ball and it gives them a chance to run down the clock a bit.
Leader misses the first. That's short, knocked away by the Giants, and the Falcons in possession.
There's 2:31.
Peter Hill.
Should use the clock here. We don't want to see a shot up straight away. And we'll see how well they can hold on to the ball and see if they can use up the 30 seconds.
Falcons got to move away from the ball as well. There's Bill Jones, plenty of space, takes the drive. That's got to be a foul. Dillon will get the foul. That's his fourth personal foul. Jones will go to the line. Nice drive there by Bill Jones. Read the game well, I felt, at that occasion.
2:14 left on the clock. The Falcons lead by 4, 118-114. Bill Jones now a chance to stretch that lead for the Falcons. Comes up with the first. And the former Adelaide 36 superstar makes no mistake with the first.
There's his career percentage there, averaging 15.9. This year he's averaging 19.5, so you can see that he's contributing a lot more in the scoring field. Average rebounds 15.2.
Makes it 2 and the Falcons lead by 6.
Good defence. Nothing silly now. There were no silly fouls. They're in the bonus foul situation. Every possession important here. If they can make North Melbourne use up the clock, it's to their advantage if they use the clock. This is good play.
Leader looking inside for Fisher. Can't find him. Good defence there by Everett. Leader now forced to go out to Graham. And the foul is on Jerry Everett.
That's his 4th personal. That'll be a shooting foul. A 1-on-1.
So Scott Fisher will go to the line now with what should be 2 very crucial shots.
Yes, he's got 38 points in the game, and you can see there shoots an 80% average from the line, so the odds are with him.
Makes the first.
39, looking at a 40-point game.
1:50 left on the clock here at the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre as Scott Fisher makes it 2 out of 2. And the Falcons lead by 4. Bill Jones, full court press by the Giants. Nearly a turnover there. Everett's got the ball. Now to Dennis. Dennis looking to try and get out of the defensive zone. Can't do so. Great defence by the Giants.
Good defensive pressure. This is crunch time.
Not entirely Sean Dennis's fault. He didn't have much help from his other guards, Peter Hill and Michael Johnson, who are down the other end of the court. They must realize North Melbourne's going to press, and they've got to get back and help.
Fisher looking to go inside. Does so, gets the 2 points, and there's only 2 points in it. This is anyone's ball game. Great defence again by the Giants.
There's the double team. They've got to make some passing lanes, the Falcons. Oh, unbelievable. Got the charging foul.
That's Peter Hill's 5th foul too, Terry, I think.
Yes, let's watch this again. 4? That's, you can see the double teaming there. Got to be a little bit unlucky. That's his 5th foul. He's out of the game. Great defensive pressure here. We watch the action replay here again. Wait for the pivot. And he's really, that's a foul on 7 because he hasn't given him a chance to stand up in his normal standing position. So a fairly ordinary call.
So what a ball game. 1:22 left on the clock, 2 points the difference. And it looks as though it's going to be Grant Kruger that's going to come in for the Falcons.
It's important, Dave, that the Falcons keep their cool in this situation.
Very interesting to see if this game does happen to go into overtime. The Falcons slowly running out of players. Anxious to see whether Dennis Kibble puts on a uniform maybe for the overtime if that happens to eventuate.
And timeout, in actual fact, called by Coach Ken Cole. And as I said just a moment ago, we've got 1:22 left on the clock, and the Falcons lead 120-118. Don't forget our NBN Just Jeans Man of the Match award. Plenty of players to pick from tonight. Let's go down to Ken Cullen and have a look, listen to what he's saying down there in this crucial timeout.
You look to come back and release in case they have to foul. So Michael hooked down and looked to come back. Inbound the ball to Sean, straight back to Jerry. He runs flat out at him. Now,
Send a big guy to the middle because they got trapped.
well, they're going to try and trap here. So you've got to push the ball in and straight back quick. And then, Jerry, you attack it hard, and Michael will be open running down the wing. Defensively, they're just trying to push it in. Now, who's got leader? You got leader? Okay, you've got to work him hard inside, but when he gets outside, you drop back. Who's got Graham? You have.
I got 4 fouls. I can't do that.
You've got David Graham now. Okay, let's go now. Let's go.
There's the stats there. Melbourne last led it in the fourth quarter, 100-98.
So it's really coming down to the wire now, just over a minute to go. The Falcons lead by 2. Mark Leader with the ball for the Giants. Jerry Everett and David Graham fronting each other. Leader gets the ball to Graham. And the foul is on Grant Kruger.
Oh, no. It's a holding foul on Kruger.
And Grant, who's been on the court, what's that, about 14 seconds. And he's off again because that's foul number 5.
That'll be a free shoot one-on-one situation. It's important that the Falcons keep their cool here. They're still 2 points up. 1 minute remaining. They've got 1 minute to decide who they should bring in.
Well, it really does look like a Christmas tree, Terry, the foul board for the Falcons. Bill James is on 4. Peter Hill, Grant Kruger and Chris Dill have been fouled out of the match. And all that Coach Ken Cole's got left to him is Peter Harvey and James Carr. And I should imagine, and it will be James Carr who will come into the game. 1:08 left on the clock. The Falcons lead 120-118.
Scott Fisher will go to the line. And their best scorers, 42 points already. As Grant Kruger comes out, 6 points for the match. 100% from the line tonight, Scott Fisher. Excellent performance.
As the crowd give him a razz and he gets the first one. There's only a point in it. Now Fisher has a chance of levelling the scores here at 120 apiece. Nerveless, Scott Fisher, as he sinks the basket. And heavy defence again by the Giants. They're really going to have to run it out. The foul this time is on Fisher, and Jones will go to the line. Well, it's all happening here.
Certainly is. Bruce Palmer looking for a timeout. Fisher only on 2 personal.
So Bruce Palmer now wants to have a chat to his players at 1:05 on the clock with 1:20 all here.
Well, it's become a game of tactics now, Mike, and they're all looking to give final instructions, but Bill Jones will go down and shoot a one-on-one situation, so a lot of pressure in that situation.
As we were saying before, don't forget our Man of the Match award, the NBN Just Jeans Man of the Match. You select your Man of the Match from either side. It doesn't have to be a player from the Falcons. Just put his name on the back of an envelope along with your name and your address, and address it to NBN Just Jeans Player of the Match competition, PO Box 1000, Newcastle 2300. We'd love to hear from you and enter into the spirit of the National Basketball League being played here at the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre. Crunch time here at the centre, 1:05 left on the clock, and it's 120 apiece.
Yes, just looking at the statistics here, Mike, and from the free throw line, Newcastle scored 9 from 11, while North Melbourne scored 22 from 25. So very high percentages there. But the big thing is that North Melbourne's had 14 more opportunities from the free throw line.
So it's going to be Billy Jones who's going to have a chance of putting the Falcons in front. And I'm glad it's him and not me.
That's Bill Jones's statistics. Not a good free throw shooter. 60 in the 60%.
101. Gets number one. There's Billy Jones. He wasn't too confident as he took a couple
I wasn't too confident. No one was too confident, but it went in. Had a good game for the time he's been on. 20 points. He picked up a lot of rebounds. Had to sit down for a long time in that third quarter with a 4-foul situation.
Gets number 2, and the Falcons lead by 2.
2 up.
Minute left on the clock.
That's place of defence. Good defence.
Newcastle back to the zone defense. They know that North Melbourne have been going to Fisher every time in the man-to-man, so they've thrown a zone in to make them take the outside shot.
David Graham to Carroll. Inside of Fisher now. Heavy defense there by the Falcons.
Trouble ball.
And the Falcons ball. There's 46 seconds left on the clock. They'll be keen to get out of their territory. James Carr now does well, a youngster. Gets it to Billy Jones. Looking for Sean Dennis.
Let's
Gets the ball to Dennis.
Spread the court out. It's a double team, so someone's free.
Now to Jerry Everett. Back to Sean Dennis.
There's Michael Johnson free.
All the way Sean Dennis. Gets it to Bill Jones. Jones with a shot now. Can he make it? Yes! 2 points for the Falcons. And the Falcons lead by 4 with 26 seconds left on the clock.
They don't want any fouls. No fouls. No fouls.
Fisher now gets the shot. He can't make it.
Just let him shoot. Let him shoot.
Can't make it. Tapped away. The Falcons in possession. It's all over. Sean Dennis now. He's got the ball. He'll just take it out.
No more shots.
Oh,
that's a deliberate foul.
And the crowd goes absolutely berserk here at the Sports Entertainment Centre. 9 seconds left on the clock. Intentional foul by David Graham. The Falcons lead by 4.
That's right. Watch the action here again. Sean Dennis holding up. 16 seconds remaining. He doesn't want to shoot. David Graham, deliberate foul. A little bit silly there because it means that Newcastle have the 3 shots and they get the ball back at halfway.
So there's a timeout on the clock which has been taken off. And the referee now going up to the score bench to find out exactly what was happening there. As pandemonium really has broken loose here.
This is a boil over because North Melbourne, one of the fancy teams to take the title, and Newcastle hadn't had a good start to the season, and they look like winning this one.
Was the North Melbourne Giants in a little bit of a dispute with Illawarra last week over the match winding right down with about 5 seconds to go. We won't go into that now, but there's certainly some controversy happening from that match, and Sean Dennis will go to the line.
Plus the ball back, so...
But 9 seconds left, and Sean Dennis now really can wrap it right up by getting these 2.
There's Sean Dennis, 89, 75% from the line. This is the first one. Needs to put this one away.
Does so, and the Falcons will get the ball back.
22 points and an excellent game.
So 9 seconds to play.
Watch the Falcons now, they'll cut in all different directions.
Jerry Everett now gets the ball. Can he get inside? Will they run out of time? He gives around. Leader knocks it over the sideline. We've got 4 seconds left on the clock, and the Falcons back in possession. Johnson to Jones. They've got it wrapped up here, the Falcons. Just taking down time now. James Carr goes to Herder, and what a boil over. Listen to the crowd. And a very relieved coach, Ken Cole, applauds the crowd as his players triumphantly leave the court with a sensational victory over last year's beaten grand finals, the North Melbourne Giants, and the Falcons have won 125 points to 120. And there's the feeling in the dressing room, Terry. It was a great performance by this young team tonight, and are they happy?
That certainly was a good defensive effort, and played well, I felt, as a team. Better spread of points tonight. And I think they did very well to come out of that. They came back from looking like they were down in that third quarter by 9 points and really turned the game around. A great effort.
Dave Ankeny, who do you think were the superstars of the match tonight?
Well, usually I think there's 2-3 players that really contribute and probably are up for the honors. But tonight, I have no question in giving that to Jerry Everett. He played like a man possessed. His rebounding was excellent, and obviously his points tallies says an awful lot. So my man of the match certainly goes to Jerry Everett.
Well, full-time score here now at the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre, and as I said, in an absolute boil-over, the Newcastle Falcons have defeated the North Melbourne Giants 125-120. Newcastle NIB Falcons, after only having one victory from 8 matches, they turn around tonight and beat one of the hotshots of the National Basketball League, the North Melbourne Giants. One of the superstars of the match with 51 points, undoubtedly Jerry Everett. Jerry, congratulations on a marvellous match. You really must enjoy playing against the Giants. You hit 52 against them last year.
Yes, thanks. The way they play, the up-tempo, you know, that's my style of game. I like to play that fast pace, up-tempo. I really get into that game. I think the guys they did a hell of a job. Like the young guys, they came off the bench, contributed. Everybody played well. You know, we played great defense down the stretch. We made a few bad mistakes at the end there, but altogether we kept our heads up. It was really positive, and we just kept fighting.
I was very impressed tonight the way you started the match. So I think it's the best you've started a match this year.
Yeah, I've been struggling this year. Some games I've been hot, and some games I've been pretty cold, but I knew I had to get hot now if we going to have a chance to win. So I was just really concentrated, got myself mentally ready to play, and it was going in. Sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't, though.
In the third quarter, Coach Ken Cole called a timeout there when the North Melbourne Giants stretched their lead to 9 points. He said, hey, boys, not again. We can't have a third quarter like this. And you buckled down, and in actual fact, you hit the front in the third quarter. That must have been a turning point of the match for you guys.
Yes, I think it was. We were having some bad third quarters this year, but that's been our worst quarter from all the quarters. But last quarter, we knew if we could hang in there in the third quarter, we knew the last quarter that we had a chance to win the game. But we've been losing a lot of close games this year. But eventually, it's going to all turn around. We're going to win some of those games. So it's been one of those seasons, you know. A lot of things been pretty good. We got a lot of young guys tonight. Neil Turner wasn't in because he's injured, and a lot of the young guys, you know, they're just pretty young. They don't know what's going on. But all in all, I think everybody played well tonight. Ken Coles and the coaching staff did a hell of a job coaching. It was great. It was fun to win.
And talking about Coach Ken Cole for one more minute, right there at the end, he called zone defence. How crucial a call was that?
That was a critical call at that point because we had 3 guys fouled out. We had 1 guy left on the bench. I had 4 fouls. Billy had 4 fouls. So it was just 1 foul on us. We was been out the game. It would have been like 4 guys left. At that point, there's 2 guys on the bench. I think it was Peter and Jamie. And when he was like, say, one of you guys got to get in, the young guys was like, I don't know. They wasn't ready for that type of pressure, but it was good. I enjoyed the win. It was great.
Well, Jerry, congratulations. Let's hope that's turned the corner for the Falcons.
Yes, okay, thanks a lot.
Jerry Everett, superstar tonight against the North Melbourne Giants, and now it's Terry Charlton with all the stats on the match.
What a magnificent game tonight. We saw all the skills, some good attacking play, some fine play on the defensive end. I thought Newcastle played their best defence tonight, particularly in the third quarter, to drag back at 9-point deficit, and they showed a lot of character in doing that, and I think they can really go on from here. Looking at the statistics for the night, Newcastle shot 52 from 98 at 53%, and the big statistic was their three-point shooting, 9 from 13 at 69%. Everett, 49, magnificent, 58%, and Bill Jones spent a lot of time off the court, but he scored 25 at 63%, so it was a good performance. I think we should admit Sean Dennis too. He scored 22 points, 5 from the three-point line. North Melbourne, 48 from 81, 59%. Fisher, 45 points, Dillon, 36. And we see the rebounds. Newcastle out-rebounded North Melbourne 42 to 39. Everett and Jones best, 13 and 9. And Fisher and Leader were best for North Melbourne. Turnovers, Newcastle 18, North Melbourne 24.
Well, a great win to the Newcastle NIB Falcons tonight over the North Melbourne Giants. Let's hope that the Falcons now have turned the corner in this year's competition. No Saturday night shootout next weekend, as we're going to bring you the first test between England and Australia over there in the old Dart. Hope you enjoyed our coverage tonight, and we look forward to your company next Saturday when we bring you the test between England and Australia. On behalf of Terry Charlton, Dave Ankeny, I'm Mike Grabett, bidding you farewell from the Newcastle Sports Entertainment Centre.
This program proudly brought to you by Just Jeans and Australian High Reach Rentals.